UML classes, UML class diagrams, how it helps us to envision, to understand our subject area or domain for what we create in our software. So we consider our business domain, and we think, okay, this is this entity, that entity. I will create this class, that class. So let me jump into that a bit. Let me give you a very abstract example. So that's why now just be focused on just syntax of our diagrams, let's say. So let's create class A. And in class A, we could have some members of the class, but that members could be, for example, not only maybe private field name, and so on, and maybe some methods like public method, print, or public constructor. So this is our typical syntax. Minus means private, plus means public, means constructor, print means method, and so on. But also we could have a reference in our class to B object, for example. So we could our class could consist not only of primitives, but it could consist also of another object, and we could create very interesting interconnections in our program. And now let me visualize B class, and B class maybe also have name, I don't know, again string, and anything we want. Maybe some also methods here. But the main idea that what I want to present you now, that our object A could easily consist of another custom object. And we show this relation with such a visualization. Maybe my drawing is not very well. Let me try one more time how to draw it correctly. So we create this kind of diamond here. And we call this relation between two objects, we call it aggregation. One more word from software engineering world. Or it could be like aggregation, or it could be my goodness, I forgot just one more word for that, but let me start with that. So okay, so aggregation, what that mean? That our class could consist of object of other classes, and we aggregate that functionality through that additional classes. Not only that, I could have maybe another aggregation or composition finally. I will explain this difference, but in this course it is not so important to know the difference. Let's just think at least at these terms. For example, I have maybe array of A objects, maybe collection, maybe array list of another object, not A, but let's create C. Sorry for that. And I could introduce C object, and also this object could have some information. So in such a way, we could create different parts of reality, let's say, abstracted reality in our program, and we could easily play with that. So let me create another package to play with that. Package, aggregation. And here I will create, okay, let me create first main method or main or application class. Application. My application will have starting point like main method. And let's start creating this object. So starting with a object, a class. A class, and we said that it will have private field string name, but also it will have references to other objects. So before putting that references, I basically will create that object. So I will create object B or class B. Class B also have private field string again name. My fantasy is not very various today. And I will have class C. So very abstract constructs, but still pay attention to syntax. We have nothing in object C. It's okay for now. Come back to object A. I want to have B, private field B of type class B. So I declare private field B of type B. And there is no error here, everything fine, because I already have object B in my package. So I use it. I will have this reference. And I also want to have maybe array list, private array list of what? Of what? Of C. And now let it be. And yes, and C. I don't like this name, so of course I will use my red marker. Many C. This is the idea. List of C. Okay. What else? Let me add constructor. Let me add constructor. Public. Let it be empty constructor. I will do all initializations by myself. The only stuff I want to do it is initialize array list. Of course, I could do it also here, but let it be in constructor. So I create new empty array list of C objects. Yeah, and B is still null at this moment. Then let me come to my main application, and I should also add this app file here. I would like to put it on the top because it kind of entry point, but I have no space there, so I will have this class here, application. And my application has public main method and static. Because of static, I underline that. That means that this is static method, not property. That's why I put it here, main. And inside this object, or inside this method, I will call at least object A. So that's why we also have relations between these classes. Each classes which interact with each other have some relation. So this relation called aggregation, or sometimes it could be composition, which very similar. And in this case, we don't have, we have no any property. So that's why this is not aggregation, but this is just association. That we somehow, somewhere, use that class, and that's why we have this relation of association. Why we have this relation? Because just now we will create this object here inside the method. That's why we kind of associate it with that class. So a class, let me call it A, and we create new object of A with empty constructor. Now that would be fine to initialize some fields of object A. So for example, A, I didn't provide any interface for that. So we have private string name, and let me create setter for this field. Public void set name string name, and set this name equals name. Nothing interesting here, just setter, but I just want to show you that we use somehow object A, set name, name of A, let it be like this. And now we should create other objects and initialize this aggregation relations to show you how it works. So let me just create maybe B object here. If I create it in the main method, that's why at the same moment I create association relation with B. Of course, try to draw your diagrams in such a way that your arrows do not intersect. B. I will use even another name, so do not confuse you. So let it be B_obj. B_obj equals new B. And what do we have in B? Let me just name. Okay, I will make it public to make my code easier. So I have public field in B. And let me come back to application. I created B. I initialize B_obj name equals, propose the name, please. How? Michael. Okay. B is Michael. And now we want to initialize this variable of B. Of course, we have no set. We already have set name. And we should have set B with object B inside. So I add one more setter into A. Public void set B. What should I put in the brackets? BB. Okay. And now I initialize or set this B, yeah, equals B. Looks correct. And now I call this setter for my A object. A set B, and I put this B_obj there. Now I want to play with C objects, and I still don't have any ability to add any C object into A. That's why I need one more method here, add C. Let it be like this. So let me add one more method for C, for A, I'm sorry. And this is not setter, this is just kind of in array list we have method add, and now we create this kind of method here, like wrapper above that method. Public void add C object. What should I put here, guys? Help me. Let me remind you our structure. CS add. What to add? Just set C. Okay. So we just added C into our array list. Okay, I come back to this stuff. And again, if I try to work with C here in application, I again will create association relation with C. So a lot of dependencies here, of course, but this is our like example program. And we will do that. So, okay, let me show you a few examples of that. Let me first create C. Again, C obj, let it be. C obj 1, even like this. New C. And A, what should I call now? Add C. Okay, and I put this C obj. C obj 1, of course. Yeah. And we have collection of C's, so that's why I could add a lot of C objects. And let me add one more C object, but in another way. Let me create this on the fly here. Run constructor just as argument to method add, and I just created C on the fly. And that's it. And we already have 2 C objects. And of course, I could add more. I just need some information because it is not so interesting to work with C in such a way. So let it be public ID, identifier of this C object, some integer. And let me create constructor and pass that identifier there. C int ID, this ID equals ID. Okay, and of course I should now play with my code here, so let this ID be something like this, then this ID could be something like this, and we could add more IDs, more C objects in this way. So we created some fully abstracted stuff, but this abstracted stuff shows you syntax. At this moment, we can't properly check that. I will run, but this program have no any output, so that's why, yeah, there is no errors, but it is not so interesting to check. We need to have some tests to show to see the results. Yeah, I need to see the chat more frequently. Composition. All right, so let me try to do that. How we do it? So, for example, let's add in A method again print, and print all the information about A object. So public void print. So let's think. What do we have here? We have name, we have B object, and we have C collection. Amazing. So let's start to print that. So A object. I will just will have series of println for convenience, and name. I just access my name of the object, instance variable. Then we have, what do we know about B? B, public name. Amazing. B is public, so B, object name. And I access, what should I put here? Help me. B, yes, Uliana, B dot name. Exactly. Now, I want to output information about my collection. What should I write now? Enhance for loop. Okay. Okay, so I start my for. What should I put here? C, let it be element for convenience. And C as collection, C as array list. And let the think what will we put here. Let me add one more output and say C collection. Yeah. So now what should I put here? Your proposals. Okay. C object ID. Yeah, we have no index here. Yeah, exactly. So we have element, and this element could access. Is it public or private? Everything's public. Fine. So by the way, I could put it ID, integer. And what have constructor? Public. I come back to my A and I access my ID here. Now I could test if my program really works. So I run it, and I of course, exactly, I of course should call it, print information about A. Let me run it. And we have A object, name of A. Yeah, exactly, because we have this pretty awful name. And then we have B object name Michael and CS collection with our collection of C object. So you see, we created fully abstracted stuff here, but you could imagine how we could create these relations and module our real world, let's say, in our program. Now, I want to give you this task, and this will be your classwork in creating these objects. I'm starting drawing the diagram. Or should I just... Okay. So I want to propose not abstract topic, but very concrete and specific topic. This is your study. So let's create object my study, and we will have some interesting fields and methods there. So my study class. My class will have this kind of properties. Private courses of class of array list course. Done.
I'm sorry, but can you move camera to the left side? Because we can't
Yes,
see.
please help me. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Constructor, then public method add course, and we accept here course object. Then public method get average homeworks. Get average homeworks. And it returns double. And we have method print, which prints all the information. So, of course, you should draw it in more correct way than I drew. All this stuff should be inside this rectangle. Then we have main class or app class, and we have this association relation to our object, and we have this just main method. And that's it. Then we have aggregation relation with course. Where should I go? I should go here. Course. So we have this course relation. And let's go. Let it be public name, string, name of the course, code of the course, also string. Then let us have assignments array list. Assignments array list of assignment of class assignment. This is our properties. And then we have constructor, of course. And then we have add assignment. And of course, we have parameter like assignment object, assignment like A. And we have get average homework for homeworks. And we return double here. And we have method print, which prints all the information about the course. This is our class course. And this is not the end. Yes, exactly. Assignment. So in regard to assignment, what should we have? We have let it be public name, string. Let it be grade for this assignment. Double. And let me add flag, Boolean. So quite tricky, but just for to have interesting task. Some assignments are classwork, some assignments are homework. So let us have flag. If this flag is true, then this is homework assignment. Is homework. Is homework. And this is Boolean. This is public, and we also have print to print information about assignment. Okay, and what relations do we have? We have array list of assignments, so we have this aggregation relation here between these classes. It is even composition relation. Now let me even a little bit explain you. Composition relation, we just draw this black. Composition just means that this class have no any sense without this class. So we can't have assignment out of the course. That's why it is composition. Like car have, I don't know, some parts in the car. Motor. That motor have no any sense without car. Every motor is a part of the car, so that's why it is composition relation. However, we could have student and course. Student could be without course, course could be without this particular student. So this is aggregation relations. This is very quick. If you didn't understand, read about that or talk to ChatGPT. Okay, now, basically this is it. I want you to create this program, put several courses, put several assignments for each course, decide which assignments will have homework mark, and then you should implement this not very complex algorithm to get average for homeworks for course, and then you calculate average for all homeworks in your study, for all courses. So how to do that? Just summarize average and divide that for a number of courses. So I believe mathematically very easy, okay? Any questions regarding this diagram?
What do you have to print in assignments?
I just want you to have these print methods everywhere to check yourself. So print just name, grade, is it homework or not? So just print all the attributes. And do it for everything, and then you could print all the information about your study.
Just to check, any class element with like just a minus in front should be private.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So
Yes, 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 yes. So please combine into team of 3 people, even 4, okay, 4 people, and please do it, work.